There's a song before you, there's a song behind, there's a song right with you all the time. There is love before you, there is love behind, there is love right with you all the time. There's a song before you, there's a song behind, there's a song right with you all the time. There is love before you, there is love behind, there is love right with you all the time.
Hey, welcome to a special segment of the podcast, Every Moment is Sacred. This is a very special poetry project called 82 Days of Poetry. I am sharing with you 82 poems, bit by bit. They are all written by my late mother, Leslye Layne Russell. She lived between 1946 to 2018. And as she was in her months of passing away, I promised I would publish her poetry for her. She was a creative spirit all of her life. And in fact, she did a very good job of getting some of her poetry published in anthologies and magazines, and she was involved in many writing groups. She loved writing so much. She was not able to compile a complete book of her work, which she dreamed of doing. I share these poems with you with joy and honor and deep reverence for her. Every poem has a spiritual aspect. Listen for it. Enjoy. Let me know what you think. Let me know how these poems touch you. Please go to facebook.com/groups/every moment is sacred. Join that group. There are a few questions, very simple. And there you will find videos of these poems and also news about this podcast. It's a wonderful way to support this poetry project as well as this show. Thank you for being here. Enjoy the poem. Hello, and welcome to this special episode of Every Moment is Sacred. I have the great honor and pleasure of introducing my son to you, Storm Russell Stelfox. Storm, what do you have for us today?
A poem.
Who wrote the poem?
Your mom.
Yes. What did you call my mom when she was alive?
Grammy Lane.
Mm-hmm. And what is this poem called that you'll read?
Blood Oranges.
Wonderful.
And then it says, for my brother Rick and for my daughter Rain.
That's right. That's your great Uncle Rick. And?
You.
Yep.
And then, for 14 years, this tree did not bear. The year he died, the blossom set, the crop exploded, and has each year since. So, I think you should explain who we're talking about right now.
Okay. That is a quote from Rick Russell. And my mother, Leslye Layne, wrote this poem for Rick and for me because one day my Uncle Rick and I were picking blood oranges in the wintertime, and we were tossing them back and forth and putting them in crates and in bags. And while we were doing that, my Uncle Rick said, "For 14 years, this tree did not bear. The year he died, the blossoms set, the crop exploded, and has each year since." And the he that Uncle Rick is talking about is my Grandma Betty's second husband, Siebert. And Siebert had planted this blood orange tree and it didn't do anything. It grew, but it didn't have blossoms. It didn't bear fruit. But then when he died, the tree exploded.
Exploded with fruit. You mean it had so much fruit, like the fruit was like hanging heavy on the branches.
You got it. Not like exploding like dynamite or a volcano.
Yeah. So should we get started?
Yes.
Blood oranges. Over the roof, large, smart, smiling against January sheet of gray. Down to the front edge, strong, angle, sure. His voice. Hear the pole rustle pop as he bends and picks from top deep green branches, throws them down one by one, fast, cold, wet. Wet sting in cold hands, 5 or 6 to me, then to Rain. We take turns catching speeding oranges and toss them into an old blue milk crate on winter front lawn. A few roll across damp green. Down from the roof he laughs in crisp air, brings bags we collect from winter green grass fill from blue crate. He helps us load golden loot into the car, sends us 200 miles south and west with hugs, waves, smiles that crack winter. We haul home what will become the deep red juice of a blood red orange. Days and days of slicing gold red revealed, squeeze and fill glasses to the brim.
Thank you so much for listening. It has been a great joy to have your presence here in this podcast. I welcome you to celebrate the joy and wisdom in your life exactly as it is. And I welcome you to feel loved, fully loved, exactly as you are. www.rainelizabeth.org